Russia is now focusing its firepower on the Donbass front. And for more on what could happen next, I'm joined in the studio by our international affairs commentator, Philip Turle. Philip, first of all, how significant is the fall of Lysychansk?
Well, this is a major blow for the Ukrainian forces and for the Ukrainian leadership and the president, Volodymyr Zelensky. Yesterday, he was very slow in acknowledging that Lysychansk had actually fallen. It took quite a long time. The Russian military announced it in the morning, the Russian leadership later in the day, and then finally Volodymyr Zelensky admitted that the city had indeed fallen. It is a major blow because they were hoping it was going to hold out. This is just across the river from Donetsk, which fell a little bit earlier on the 24th of June, and the Ukrainians were hoping that because it's on higher ground, it would be able to hold out better. But the military has said it's withdrawn to protect other soldiers who were in the city and also to protect civilians from the constant pounding by Russian forces. Now, Russia has changed its tactic in this war from closer up-front clashes with tanks. It's now using long-range missiles to attack cities and towns. The Ukrainians are calling this a war of obliteration, if you like, whereas Russia is still describing this as a special military operation. And as you were seeing in this report, a way of liberating these areas from Ukrainian control, even though it's estimated that most pro-Russians in the area do support the Ukrainian leadership and are not in favour of what Vladimir Putin is doing. But yes, this is a major reversal of tactics for the Ukrainian government.
Does the fall of Lysychansk mark the end of fighting in the Donbass now, would you say?
Well, no, because the Ukrainians still have quite a lot of missiles, weapons at their fingertips. You remember the NATO conference last week, there were pledges from many countries around the world to continue supporting. If you look at the chart of those who've been providing the most aid to Ukraine, we'll find that the United States is way up at the top of this chart with $25.4 billion, followed by the UK, Poland, Germany. France is quite far down. It's level with Denmark, right down the chart with $0.16 billion. But there is all this international support coming in. It's going to be harder for the Russians to get the control of the rest of the region of Donbass, the Donetsk department, because that is under the towns there have been better protected. The forces are better dug in, and there is this continued aid from other countries. But the bottom line here, Jeannie, is that the Russians are still one step ahead of the Ukrainians. They still have the advantage over Ukrainian forces, which are outnumbered by Russian forces. But the Ukrainians still say that they're waiting for a turn of the tide of events in this war so that they can start getting back ground. And there is a question that remains unanswered for the moment, and that is, can Ukraine halt the advance of the Russian forces? And at the same time, can the Russians maintain the momentum? And those are two questions that no one can answer for the moment.
Philip, thanks for that.